do. But with that, we would like to ask upon Meet Soowahlie to come start us with the opening prayer, CM.
CM.
My apologies if I didn't get that right.
You got it right. Israel, Siaya, Sauce, Malset, Siatama, Lamb, Maquatis, Stam, Eat Maquala, Lee, Alua, Set Maquala, Eat Wastas.
Yeah, brother. Thank you, my brother, for opening us up with that prayer. So we're gonna start off with leadership, and we're gonna give them a chance to say what's on their mind at the moment, and then we're gonna leave it as an open floor after them. So if anybody has any words to share on this day, you'll have your chance once they're done. Thank you.
Just again, thanking everybody for being here today. I think this walk that we have coming down this way felt powerful, and I felt like we were doing something to make a change. My name is Tanya Commodore. I'm a counselor here for Soowahlie First Nation. I also work in our lands department. I don't normally write things down when I'm speaking, but I didn't want to miss anything important, and I'm a little bit nervous. So, to look to equala, to mugstam equala. This is our land, and we need to take care of everything that belongs to us. For many years now, this encampment has caused issues for our community. It took a land guardian sitting at our table explaining to us how he was in high school with his bike and it was stolen. He found his bike in this encampment. It took that for me to fully realize the length of time this area has been a problem for us. Our issue today is not with the unhoused that have come and gone from this area, or have now continued to use this area as a dumping ground for all the things you see down there, the obvious, blatant disrespect to our land, our water, and our people. Our issue today is with those that have the ability to make a change but refuse to do so. The issues that we have been facing here in Soowahlie with multiple encampments are the same issues we see that other communities everywhere are also forced to deal with. The question is why? Why is this happening? Why are we all being forced to just deal with it? The people in these encampments didn't all just wake up one day and choose this life. There's a bigger picture here, and let's not just focus on what we see in front of us on a daily basis. Garbage spread everywhere, open drug use, out of control fires, criminal activity, the list goes on. The bigger picture is that there are mental health issues, drug addiction problems, and the cost of living has everyone afraid that they're just one paycheck away from this as well. Now I ask all of you, who has the ability to make those changes? Soowahlie has sat at many tables and brought up our issues with this encampment. We've talked about the fear some of our members have been going through with this area. We've all seen open drug use, drug dealing happen here. There have been countless calls for out-of-control fires. We've had one of our members get into an altercation for simply trying to warn someone that a tarp was on fire here. We've had the water level come up and saw all the trash go into our beautiful creek and river. But every table that we've sat at, we've been met with roadblocks. We've been turned down for help and support. Soowahlie has had enough. We are not putting up with this anymore. You can try to tell us that this is not our property, but we will fight back that this is Soowallie's traditional territory. It is not just our inherent right, but it is our responsibility as Hmong people to care for this water, this land, and our people. Today, our community can stand here with pride. Pride that we are trying to make change, pride that we are stepping up to be the caretakers of this beautiful land, the way our ancestors have always done. Pride in not sitting idle any longer. The name Soowahlie means always changing, so we are making a change today. Thanking everyone who has come out to support our community, and thanking those from our community that have had the courage and the fire within them to come make some noise today. My hands go up to all of you.
Thank you, Tanya. Tanya is not only sitting on leadership with me as a council member, but also my cousin. It's like she said, it was very, very powerful to take that walk. I've been walking these roads since I was a little kid, and I actually swam these waters with my mom when I was like 8 or 9 and almost drowned down there. And I just can't believe like the devastation that this land has taken from the invasion of the people that have taken home here. And like I said on Friday, like I know that they've needed to find a home because of their mental illnesses, their addictions, whatever brought them to have to live this life. But this is our home. We've been given this limited space, and we got to take our home back. And I'm glad that there's so many people here to support us, and that we're taking our land back and making our ancestors proud and making our future proud, because it's not going to stay this way. We can't keep living this way. And I pray for the people that choose to live this way, finally get their help, because it's becoming too prevalent around our reserves, but not only that, around BC and Canada. And my hands go up to Cousin Tanya for forefronting this amazing protest against our land being taken over. And I didn't write anything down. If I knew I could have, I would have. But ditto to whatever she said. And this is amazing. I'm so happy and I'm so proud and honored. And this is a great day. Stay safe, everyone. I know we have a few hours ahead of us, wherever who chooses to stay. And yeah, this is just amazing, and my heart is very full and feels great. And I feel peace and love. And that's what life is supposed to be. We're not supposed to have this hurt and pain. And I think we're starting to help heal. This is a good start. Thank you.
Ace Whale again, Daryl Commodore. Thank you, my sisters, for sharing those words, and also want to acknowledge Tanya for arranging this beautiful day for us. Thanking everyone for the support. The support, you know, that little bit goes a long ways here. It shows that we reached out for a little bit of help, and that message got out there, and you guys are here today. You know, what's taking place here today isn't meant to be a mean situation whatsoever, but this encampment here seems to be evacuated. It just seems like it's a place to come store things throughout the night. You know, removing this encampment here, you know, it's not only for our safety, but it's for their safety as well. As you all know, this hillside that we're looking at right now has come down twice, and these guys down below are very fortunate it didn't go any further. It was mentioned that there was people that came here before to try and give these guys a little warning about the safety conditions around here, but they chose not to listen to us. You know, we're always out to give a helping hand wherever it's needed, and it's good to know that that helping hand is coming back. If you want to call it paying forward, you know, that's the way that it feels. But I thank each and every one of you for coming out today. It was mentioned that Soowallie's had enough. You know, things have been taken from us for many, many years, And Soowahlie isn't going to be idle about things anymore, and we're slowly going to be taking back what is rightfully ours. Standing strong together like we are right now is the way things are going to work. You know, when community comes together and supports one another, that's when you're at your strongest. And I believe if other people were able to be here, they would, but some people couldn't be here. So just thanking everyone once again. Thank you for coming out and supporting my family, my home, my community. We're all Letsamont here, one heart, one mind, working together to do something that we've had in our hearts for years to do. So thanking you once again for coming forward.
We're now going to open it up to anybody else that would like to share some words and come forward.
I'll echo the sentiment, thanking everybody for being here. I only have relatives here and the wife here. I'm not from this place, but I'm tied to it. Most of the time when I speak, all the time when I speak, I never write anything down. But today I had to, because the intensity of everything that's happening here and what it means, and how this is going to grow. You know, you heard some stories about incidences. One of the incidences happened to my wife right here. So I feel strongly about this. I support this with all of my heart. Carry on with what I wrote, and I only did it because I didn't want to lose sight with the feelings that I have. We carry the land carefully to make it strong. This is the work of our women. In our language, every sound connects us to the elements of the earth. Each word is not just a meaning, it's a vibration, a pulse, a breath of spirit. Where others in the world may say things like chi, or ki, or prana, we speak the language of this land that we're standing on. We do not use words only to explain, we use them to affirm our connection, to activate memory, and to realign with what is real. In the Western worldview, much of the language has been shaped by separation, objectivity, categorization, and control. And media, news, television, algorithms can unintentionally or intentionally disconnect us from earth, breath, and being. So when you hear our words, you're not just hearing a sentence, you are witnessing a spiritual act of restoration. We are not just expressing, we are becoming. We are not just speaking, we are remembering. That's why we're gathered by the Eddy, to carry this carefully now, and to remind those who are willing to receive, those that were camped here, that lived here, that there is a prayer in place, and when this prayer takes form, we will have something to share with them, to help them in their walk when they're ready on their terms. And if you hear a quiver, a cry, or a song coming out in the words of our women, that cry doesn't come from shame, and it doesn't come from fear. It comes from awakening and acknowledging the weight of what they're carrying here today. Carry it real carefully. the ground that we're standing on. Iamto, Soowahlie, Iamto, to make our women strong. It's them that carry this work. It's them that carry the womb. And I'm just honored to be here. And with those words, I want to share a song with the people. Sa atsal stuch ta tamach, Iamto, Soowahlie. Sa atsal stuch ta tamach, Iamto, Soowahlie. Hey ho ho, hey ho, hey ho ho, ho ho, hey ho ho, hey ho, hey ho ho, ho ho, hey ho ho, hey ho.
Mic is open for anyone. Hello, my name is Francis Williams from Soowahlie. Just like to share a few words how to deal with this. You know, we had this same kind of incident on our reserve, and when my brother became chief down there, he just put his foot down. He just rolled in with a trailer like this, and those guys were still living there. And he just started loading all their stuff in the trailer and said, "We could dump it wherever you want." And we cleaned up the R reserve because they were at Island 22. Chief Robert Gladstone did the same thing. He brought in the bins and got some guys a cart with the machine to start loading it in there. You know, you have to look after your land. You know, the land is our pride. You know, you let people come in and walk all over you, and it just gets worse. You know, our ancestors fought so hard for what we have, and if we start letting it go, it's not right. So it's glad to see everybody show up to help. And both you have.
My name is Mr. Terry Westerby, and I live just on the other side of this bridge. And I'm incredibly honored and grateful to be able to be here and to witness this and to speak here. And I'm tired of this. I'm tired of having to fight our government to do what we know is right. So I'm going to put this down. Because everybody here knows what's right. And the right thing is to show up for each other and to show up for the land. I spent my whole life being told what I'm supposed to be. being told what I'm supposed to be. I didn't get to choose. And then the land taught me differently. The land taught me that I get to be what I was born to be. And I get to choose. And we all are here choosing today what we want our future to look like, what we want right now to look like. No more learned helplessness where we're told, wait your turn. Suck it up. That's just the way it is. I'm fighting with all of you, shoulder to shoulder, to make a difference. Because I know the people know what's right. And I invest every day with the people to make a difference. We need to stand together to make the difference. And so I'm so honored to be here to make this difference together. Without each other, we don't make change. So we must stand together. And I'm so glad to be here. To stand with you. So thank you.
LCM, LCIF, dear friends and relatives, really thanking everybody for coming out today to support, to be together as one. We're stronger together. When we collaborate like this with different agencies, different communities, it makes me think of nation building. This is what we should be doing as Hmong people. We should always be working together, taking care of each other. That's part of what it means when you say this is our land. We have to take care of everything that belongs to us. And so that includes taking care of ourselves, taking care of each other. And this is part of that work. My name is Ray Douglas. My mother is from Chalco First Nation, the Telteet tribe. My father is late Ronnie Douglas from Loch Chiam, Wolf tribe. Both on Stalo, Tumach, on Saw, Tumach, our land. I have lots of lineage connections, myself and my siblings, to all the different areas throughout South Tumach. And I think of some of our family members here from Soowahlie. My Grandma Mary, my late Grandma Mary Siamat, she used to bring us here to visit some of our family for different types of gatherings, different spiritual work. We're very connected here too. And so part of that way of thinking is we're all one as Hmong people of this land. And so for me, this type of work, what my grandma taught me, she said, if you feel pulled to that work, your spirit will bring you there, if that's where you're meant to be. So for me, it wouldn't matter what other things there could have been on my to-do list, things that are pulling me in other directions. When my spirit tells me to be somewhere, I go, because that's what my grandma taught me. And Grandma Mary's mom is Bialamat Tilly Gutierrez. And on that side of our family, we're really strong in our stick game ways as well as our other Stalo or Hmong cultural ways. And so I think of when Grandma Mary would bring us to Cultus, we'd visit the Wally, we'd come see family here. And I think of my late Uncle Reuben, my Uncle Frisco. They're very fond of this exact area that we're in today. And they would come here and they would invite us and we would join them when we were just little kids playing the creek. So when I heard about this, I have empathy for the people that suffer and feel that, they need to live this way. I know that there's pre-existing mental illness that leads to addiction and a lot of trauma that connects to addiction. I think as First Nations people, as Stalo people, we understand that very well, which is why we come here with a good heart and a good mind today. we're not the type of people that are just going to bully people out for no reason. So I know there's good reason for what we're doing here today, gathering, standing up together, protecting the land and protecting our people. You know, you heard from some of the speakers before me, my relatives, about some of the issues they've had to deal with related to these camps. And this isn't the only one. They go all the way up the Chilliwack Valley. In my work, one of my jobs that I hold is a Soowahlie guardian. So that's a land guardian. We go out and we monitor and we check out different sites that are where there's different types of environmental damage that's happening. And a lot of that does relate to some of the camps that we're seeing pop up in different areas. You know, there's some where you can see that they're respecting their area, and that's a little bit different. But when they're polluting the waterways, they're damaging the trees, that's going to hurt the wildlife, and it's also affecting our cultural areas, our cultural sites that we use. Everything from archaeology sites to sites we still use for ceremonial purposes. So it's a very important issue, and this is just, you know, one area as an example of what we're dealing with as Stalo people in our territory. So to me, this is work that's going to keep going, what we're doing here today. We're going to keep having events and supporting each other, helping each other protect each of our communities. As a Soowahlie guardian, we meet with all of our Stalo communities when they invite us. And we do our best to figure out how we can support. We work out of the Stalo Research and Resource Management Center, so we're connected to the archaeologists and a whole bunch of people that work in land stewardship there. And so our support is from a cultural perspective, but also with a little bit of a technical training that we bring forward. And so we're often involved in this type of work. I know that my father's side at Chiam, we've had to take stands at times as well, and we've had communities come out and support us, and it's always appreciated and remembered. It'll be remembered for generations, and it'll be remembered when others reach out for help. You know, it's the way we are as people. When one of our communities needs help and they ask us for support, we're going to be there. But yeah, with that, it's just really expressing gratitude for everybody coming out to be with us today. Awesome.
Just want to make note, you know, we're protectors of the land. We do our best to make sure that we keep a clean environment. Worldwide, First Nations people are known for being environmental friendly. Our little creek that you see to the side here, it's a spawning ground for the Cultus Lake sockeye that come up and the chum salmon that come up. They both have their time of the year where they come and do their little business in the creek so they can carry on. You know, this creek used to be filled. You used to be able to see nothing but blackness in there with all the fish going up. But now it's thinned out quite a bit. And you know, you can't point the fingers here and there. It's just the way that the world is nowadays. And we hope that they make a comeback, because I remember this creek used to be filled. Now it's very limited. But I just wanted to point that out, that this waterway here that we have is a spawning ground for our ceremonial fish.
Just really wanting to thank a few of the people that stepped forward to come and share a few words with us. It means a lot to us. wanting to recognize a few of the people, like my cousin Ray said, they're the land guardians, thanking them for the work that they've done and thanking them for not just coming here for this today, but we had another eviction that happened on Friday just across the lake, and they were there to support for that as well. Recognizing that we have a few people that work with our community, we have a few businesses that work for us and they're here and they're supporting us. Recognizing that we saw some people from Cultus Lake Parks Board show up to come and support as well. That we've seen other people from different communities coming forward to be here, just wanting to recognize the Native Brotherhood coming forward, answering that call. We've heard that you guys do good work and that you come out to support. Thanking you for showing up for us today. There's many more that we could thank. When we talk about the cultural work that's going to be done here, just wanting to note that we're also going to have some signs that are going to be put up here that says cultural area after this is cleaned up. Hopefully they can have a little bit more respect about this land when they see that this is our cultural piece of land.
ACM, CIA, Lashkar Street, Linskus Communist, Linskus Catching Nation, One Coach Guado, Ye, you need to suck the milk, have that milk to eat. That's a lot, CIA. You know, it's an honor to be here, to be a part of the community work that you see here, protecting the people, protecting the land. You know, it's really important that we look after where we come from. Just like our traditional names, we have to look after our traditional names because our names come from that land. Looking after the water, which is medicine to our people. Not only does it bring food for the people, it helps us heal in many ways. There's nothing more stronger than the power of togetherness. As you see here, there's a lot of people here to do the work. These young faces that you see here, watching how we look after the land and how we look after the people. It's really important that we stick together from different communities, being Latsamat, one heart, one mind, looking after the people. There's a lot of things that are being taught here today. How we unite and become one to look after what we have to look after. So we can be proud of who we are and where we come from. To show the people where we come from. As you see how important it is to have our water. You heard our food comes up from that water. As a part of the Crazy Indians Brotherhood, Stalo chapter, North Van chapter, we help look after these people. We go, we feed them, give them blankets and clothes, whatever we possibly can. It's so heartbreaking to see people go through that, through trauma and that mental illness. It's so heartbreaking to see what happens to our people through trauma. Where it takes our people to live this kind of lifestyle. We do what we can to help the people, all the people. It's an honor to be here, show support to the community, because that's what we're here for. That's why we wear what we wear, to show the communities that call upon us for support. Because we want to look after the future, and that future is the young people. The little ones that are sitting here watching how we take care of life. To help protect our matriarchs, Our matriarchs are important, like you heard from one of our brothers when he spoke earlier. Our matriarchs are very important. That's why we have to look after Mother Earth. We are from the earth. We have to protect the earth. We have to protect where we come from, which is why we stand with our people. To show them that we have to do what we have to do to look after where we're from. It's really important to look after your roots. Supporting our family, our brothers and sisters, on what they have to work towards here to make their home feel more at home. As heartbreaking as it is to see the lifestyle that some of the people have to live, yet we have to look after our people. Make sure that it's safe for our young ones to go down to that water to go swim in the summertime, to go down there and get that fish so that they can provide for their family, so they can learn how to carry themselves in the right way. That's why it's important for us to teach our people how to conduct themselves and how to protect themselves and how to make sure that everything's going to be safe for the families and the people. Even though they don't understand why they're here, these young people remember that feeling on why they came to where they did to do this type of work. When they get older, they'll remember the feeling they got when it comes to helping protect the people, to protect that land where they come from. Because one day they're going to have to do what we're doing today. Because of the poison and the toxins that are a part of society. We have to show them that there's a positive way to live, a positive way to conduct our lives, to look after the people. It's such a good feeling being here. I'm glad I got to be a part of this work, because we have to do what we can to protect our land. Because that's where we come from. That Mother Earth. It's our job to protect where we come from. As a part of the Crazy Indian Brotherhood, I got my brothers here. I'm grateful that they come. My hands go up to the people that come because, like I said before, there's nothing stronger than the power of togetherness. To do things with a good mind and a good heart today. Thanks again.
And thanking everyone for coming out and joining us. The weather's going to start turning on us soon here, so we want to carry on with our day. We want to carry on with the cleanup here. But before we do, we're asking our drummers to let a good song go, let that prayer go for each and everyone that'll be going down and helping with the cleanup for their safety. Let's have that prayer song, Sam. Oh.